So platinum trophy hunting has been something I've always loved doing ever since I got my first PlayStation way back in 2021. Since then, I've obtained a total of 59 platinum trophies, but there are still tons of games that I have started and never gotten the platinum trophy for. So starting today, I'm going to be going through some of the games that I've just left to completely rot on my trophy list and try and finish them up. Currently my completion rate is around 52.6%. That's with a total of 146 games played, but only 47 of them completed. All the games that I'm going to be going through today I've already started, but I said, hey, why not just record the rest of what I have to get and make it into a video. Not like this is the most original idea. Many people have been making these kinds of videos, but I thought why not give it a chance of my own. The 3 games I have selected for today are Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, the new Skate game, and Elden Ring Nightreign. And although I'm only putting 3 games in today's video, there are still a lot of games that I have uncompleted, and even games I haven't even started yet. So if you want to see me play those, platinum those games, subscribe below so that you don't miss out on any of that. And with all that out of the way, let's get started with the first game. So, going into this game, the only trophies I had left to obtain were Proud Chain Master for completing 50 songs on Proud mode with a full chain, Enemy Buster for defeating 100,000 enemies, Treasure Hunter for finding 100 treasure chests, 2 trophies related to the com battle, and Technician for completing 5 daily songs with a full chain. For those who don't know, Melody of Memories is the latest game in the Kingdom Hearts series, and it's actually a rhythm game. I'm sure you could tell based on the name. In this game, you have to defeat enemies to the rhythm of a song, which the songs can come from all across the different games in the Kingdom Hearts series, all the different worlds. There's lots of songs here. Kingdom Hearts is my favorite game series of all time, but surprisingly, I've only ever platinumed Kingdom Hearts 1 and 3, so we will definitely be revisiting more of these games in the future. For the first trophy, I decided to go for Shining Platinum, not to be confused with the Platinum Trophy itself. This one is for reaching the Platinum rank in com battle. This one actually went way faster than I was expecting. Before I decided to record the video, I was actually going for this trophy, and I was having a difficult time with this one. But I was already at Platinum 3, so I didn't have too far to go. In order to rank up, you have to beat 3 opponents from the 5 choices that you're given, and luckily I was able to beat 3 of them on the first try. So after quickly dealing with all of them, I assumed I would rank up to Platinum 2. But instead, I just went straight up to rank 1, and that gave me the trophy. Which was a nice surprise because I really do not like these com battles. However, that's unfortunately not the end of them. We still need to get the trophy Legendary Battler for defeating 20 of the computer opponents. Thankfully, I wasn't far away from this one either, as I already had 18 enemies beaten. But these last 2 were going to be a complete pain to beat. Platinum rank 1 and 2 opponents really require a lot of luck to beat. These guys are just not easy. The issue is modifiers that get sent to you by your opponent, which do things like hide enemies, make them small, or remove the indicator that tells you when you're supposed to hit them. And a bad combination of these modifiers can really completely just ruin your run. For a while, I was just trying to rank back down so I could get to some easier opponents to fight, because these guys were just too tough. But then I realized you can't actually rank down in this game, which is nice if you're trying to rank up, but not so great when you're stuck at the top and can't beat anyone you're put up against. Thankfully, after many attempts, I was able to beat one of them. And then, with a lot of retrying on another enemy, I was able to beat him as well and get the trophy. There we go. 20 computer defeated. Finally, that one was horrible. They are really just unfair. You'll get the most impossible combinations of power-ups thrown at you at once. After this, I decided to quickly go for the Technician trophy, which is for clearing 5 of the daily tunes with a full chain. The daily tunes are just 5 random songs that change every day, and getting a full chain in a song means killing every single enemy and hitting every single target without missing a beat. This was easy though because I was able to do it in beginner mode and beat all 5 of them without any trouble. Easy, that's 1 down. That's 2. Number 3 down. Alright, 1 more to go. There we go, that should be the last one. All 5 of today's tunes cleared with a full chain. Pretty easy. After completing that one, the only trophies we have left are for obtaining 100 treasure chests, which we currently have 99 of, beating 100,000 enemies, which we aren't super close to, and clearing 50 songs on proud mode with a full chain. The treasure chest trophy is completely random because treasure chests just kind of randomly pop up at the end of the level. With this in mind, I just started going for the 50 proud mode full chains because I knew that working towards this one would also help me work towards the other 2 trophies. For this, I just mainly focused on picking songs that seemed really slow and calm, or just songs that I had a really good memory of. See what I did there? Melody of memories, memory. It took playing quite a few levels, but eventually I did come across a treasure chest and pop the trophy for that one. Finally, the last treasure chest. These things are so hard to get sometimes. Now, after this, I went through all my songs and counted how many songs I needed left for the full chains. And it turned out that I had only done 23 of them so far. So under halfway, which I was expecting to be a lot closer than that, but it's okay because we still have another 30,000 enemies that need to be defeated anyways. These proud mode levels were not easy and they took quite some time to complete. After the easiest songs were all finished, it took a lot of retrying the same songs over and over again just to get the full chains on them. I would say this trophy was definitely the hardest one in the game, but it's still not anything too crazy as long as you're not terrible at rhythm games. Eventually, after days and days of going for this trophy, I made it to my final song. Okay, so I think I just need one more song for the 50 proud mode full chains. So we just need to pick one. Okay, maybe not that one. There we go. That should be the last one. Hey, there we go. Proud Chain Master. That one took a while. This game is not exactly easy on proud mode. With that out of the way, we only have one trophy left to get before the platinum, which of course is killing 100,000 enemies. So I went to check after all this time how many enemies I had killed, and I was still needing about another 30,000 enemies. Which, if you remember, that's about where I was before I went for the 50 full chains. I think that the reason for this is because oftentimes when I was trying to get a full chain on the song, I would mess up and then quit out of the song or restart it. And I don't think that killing the enemies actually counts unless you complete the level or die in the level. Which really sucks because it just means I had to grind for another 30,000 enemy kills. The best and fastest way to do this is by playing this song right here. Dark Domination on proud mode allows you to kill 416 enemies in about 2.5 minutes. Now that is assuming you don't miss any enemies at all, which isn't going to happen very often because this is also the hardest song in the game. Even assuming I kill every enemy each time I play, doing the math, ChatGPT, we can still figure out that it'll take about 4 hours to reach 100,000 total enemies killed. So I just got to grinding this one out. It took what felt like forever, but eventually, after 82 times of playing the same song over and over again, I finally made it to the last one I needed for the platinum. Okay, so this should be the last time I have to play this song. It should, hopefully, also get me the platinum. Okay, hopefully that's it. I've been grinding this level out for hours at this point. There we go, enemy buster for defeating 100,000 enemies. And finally. Ugh, this one took a very long time. I would honestly not recommend it. Overall, I think that this game is fun, especially if you're into rhythm games, but it is hard to recommend going for the platinum on this game, just because of how grindy it becomes after beating the main story. I mean, even when I came back to clean up the trophies for this game, I still had a lot of stuff done before that, but it still took me forever to finish up the rest of it. Between playing every song on every difficulty, the final enemy grind, the full chains, it just takes way too long and it becomes boring after a while. But hey, after 3 years and 3 months, I've finally obtained this platinum trophy. Now it's time to move on to our next game. Skate is a game that I've been working on the platinum for ever since the game came out. I've been a huge fan of this series ever since I was a kid, so of course I'm going to platinum this game. I've only had 2 trophies left for the longest time now, which of course are the 2 most grindy trophies in the game. One is called Fully Localized for reaching 11,000 total rip score, and one is called On a Heater for keeping a 4 times multiplier for a total of 1 hour. Neither of these trophies are anything difficult, it just takes a really long time to grind it out. Just for reference, I've already put a good 40 hours into the game and still haven't completed it. To gain rip score, you have to complete challenges, which then give you rip chip tokens, which then you can use to buy crates, which will give you cosmetics that increase your rip score. Each time you get a new cosmetic, it increases your rip score by a different amount based on the rarity of the item. The main method I've been doing to grind rip score is just popping into the game for 10 to 20 minutes every day, doing the daily challenges, and completing some other missions around the map. During the process of doing that, I decided that I wanted to go for the On a Heater trophy. The way I had been doing it was going to the top of this building and just diving and slamming into the ground to activate the 4 times multiplier, and then I'd hop onto my board and try to keep the multiplier going for as long as I could. I was doing it this way because I had assumed that it would only count if you were actually on your board during the multiplier, but I found out that you can actually just do this method instead. You dive down like normal, but instead of getting back on your board, I just keep jumping and flopping onto the floor, and you can repeat this for basically as long as you want, as long as you know what you're doing. So I did this for maybe half an hour, and unfortunately I wasn't recording when the trophy popped because I wasn't really expecting it to be done so soon, based on how long it had been taking me with the method that I came up with. At this point, I was getting really close to 11,000 rip score and just needed to open a few more boxes to get the trophy. It was just a matter of doing my daily challenges to get my rip chips up so that I could buy more boxes, which still could have taken me a lot longer than it did, but luckily Season 2 had just been released towards the end of this. I was able to do some of the new challenges for the new season and get a ton of the Skate Pass points, which I used to do the final push to finish this grind. And then after over 50 hours of playing this game since 2 months ago when it came out, I've finally platinumed Skate. Okay, I think I might finally be done with this game and might have enough to buy everything to get my rip score high enough. Yeah, I should be able to do this. I'm at 10,907. 10,0907. Okay, 30 more. Okay. This should give me 45. This should be it. There it is. Man, after weeks and weeks and weeks, this must be the place. Skate. I am finally done with Skate. I've been playing this game since it came out, trying to get this, man. Great game. I love this game, but like, the grind for the trophy is terrible. Oh, I am glad to have that done. Skate's a great game and all. I still think after putting that much time into it that it doesn't beat Skate 3 for me, mainly just because of the feel of the game. It's just not as cool looking. It doesn't have that same vibe, I guess, that Skate 3 did. But in terms of gameplay, it's a great game. It's still fun. It's still Skate. It feels great. But now it is time to move on to our third and final game of the video. A quick introduction for those of you who somehow don't know what Elden Ring Nightreign is. It's a spin-off of the original Elden Ring game, which features multiplayer and roguelike elements. The main gist of the game is that you start around, spend 2 nights leveling up and fighting bosses, trying to get the best gear and upgrades that you can before going to the final boss fight at the end, which is called the Night Lord. There are a total of 8 different Night Lords that you can pick from the beginning of each round, who you want to fight. which each of them varying in difficulty. Going into Nightreign, we still have quite a few trophies to grab, but the main one to focus on for now is Night Aspect for defeating Heelster the Night Lord, who just so happens to be the final boss of the game that I haven't defeated yet. So once I can beat him, I'll get trophies for defeating all Night Lords and reaching the end of the game. That means all I have to do is jump into this game and win. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, so the first match I joined was going pretty well for most of it, but we made it to the end and weren't able to defeat the Night Lord. Which sucks, but it's all fine because the next round went insanely well. At the start of the match, I decided to play as Duchess because someone else was going as Wilder, who is the character I usually choose. This turned out to be kind of a terrible idea at the beginning because I just kept dying and dying and dying, and you get the point. Turns out I'm not really good at this game if I try to play different characters. Eventually though, I was able to get back on my feet and be of some use to my team. We pretty easily beat the boss at the end of night 1 and eventually found our way to Tio, man, I don't even know how to say these names. The Shrouded City, which is one of 4 locations that can appear on the map each time you start a run called Shifting Earth locations. This also was the last of the 4 locations that I had yet to visit, so if things went well, I would have a chance to grab 2 more trophies. One is for finding the secret of the city, and another is for finding all the secrets in all 4 Shifting Earth locations. After working our way through the city, fighting some of the smaller bosses on the way, we made it into the deepest part of the city where Natural Born of the Void was waiting for us. At first things were going great. The boss's health bar seemed to be going down pretty quickly thanks to my weapon that had a bleeding effect on it. Yeah, I know guys, I'm carrying the party, no need to thank me. But then I died. My teammate died. We died again, and this giant space bug freak just would not go down. This fight really was not going well, but none of us were willing to give up just yet. And after a while, our persistence finally paid off and we were able to kill the boss, just as I went down for the 100th time. From there, all I had to do was go grab the secret item inside the next room over and get awarded with 2 trophies. There we go. Secret of, I don't even know how to say that, city. And Shifting Earth, because that was the last one I needed. With that out of the way, all that was left to do was to defeat the Night Lord. So we made quick work of the Night 2 boss and moved on forward to our final battle. We all charged into the fight, ready to defeat this guy once and for all, and made it through the first phase without anyone dying. Second phase, however, we would not get so lucky. Almost immediately after the second phase begun, I was already down, but my teammates remained strong. They were able to revive me and continued on with the fight. I did all that I could to get as much damage off on the Night Lord with my bleed weapon as I could, but again, my lack of experience and skill with the character and fighting the boss resulted in me dying over and over and over again. Each time I would be revived, I would quickly get knocked back down again, and my teammate would eventually get knocked down too, which meant there was only one of us remaining. I thought that this was gonna be the end, but it turns out that Taco Lover is just insane at this game. This man saw us dead on the ground and said, "Nah, I'll do it myself." He continued the fight on his own, all while barely even being hit once. Me and Tail just laid there helplessly on the ground, putting our faith in Taco Lover and watching this guy single-handedly kill the Night Lord. And eventually that's exactly what he did. It kind of sucks that I was basically just vegetableized for the entire fight, but at the end of the day, it beats getting stuck with the boss for days on end. So good, I just won. Night Aspect and Night Lord conquered, defeat all Night Lords. As soon as these 2 trophies popped, I was sent to this little area where I run up to this corpse, give him a little tickle, and complete the main story of the game, which gave me the trophy Dawn for reaching the ending. Yep, there we go, Dawn, reached the ending. Which ended an absolutely terrible round for my skill level, but an amazing round for trophies, earning me 5 trophies in just one single round. Playing as Duchess was difficult, but it also made progress towards the trophy A Champion's Path for defeating the Night Lord with all characters. At first, I thought this trophy was referring to beating the final boss with all characters, so I never really bothered switching it up very often. And it seems like a lot of other people thought the same thing online. But it turns out that it just means the boss at the end of any run, which I should have realized because it just says Night Lord. It does not say the name of the final boss at all. With the main story out of the way, there was only 5 more trophies to go for, and most of which just revolved around beating more rounds. The next trophy I tried to go for was Nightlord Slayer for defeating 3 different Nightlords in a row. I went for this now because of the fact that I had just won against one, so I tried to pick the easiest fights and went for Gaping Jaw. I also chose Raider as my character to also work towards the win a round as all characters trophy, and again, just like the last round, playing as a character that I don't really know super well just threw me off completely, and I died. A lot. But in the end, we did make it to the Nightlord. This was a really close fight. At one point, both of my teammates were down, and playing as a heavy character is not especially easy to heal your teammates. Thankfully, I was able to get an opening and revive one of them, and then the other one, but it resulted in my death. However, I was able to get back up, and we just barely beat the boss. That was so close. But that is 2 in a row. Just one more, please, 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 please. So now all I have to do is beat one more boss to get the trophy. Before hopping into the next round, I decided to quickly go for the Obtained Vessels trophy, where all I had to do was go buy 2 more items from the shop in the main hub area. Okay, so I think I just need these 2 here. Hopefully. Yep, there we go. Obtained Vessels. Easiest one out of the way. Then for what would hopefully be my final fight to make 3 in a row, I chose Augur as the boss for this run because it's supposed to be the easiest one in the game. There's not really a whole lot to say about this round, but it went pretty well, and I was able to make it to level 14 before going into the final fight. The final fight was also fairly uneventful since it is the easiest one in the game, but there was a lot of close calls towards the end of the fight. Other than that though, everything went amazingly. We defeated the Nightlord and popped the trophy for defeating 3 in a row. Please, give me the trophy. Please give me the trophy. Please, please. I did 3 in a row. Okay. Phew. There we go. That one I've been worried about. Defeating 3 in a row is actually so just kind of luck based on what teammates you can get, but whew. That one's out of the way. Everything else can be doable fairly easily. I know it. At this point, I only have 3 more trophies to get before finishing the game. One is called Plague of Locusts for completing the Sentient Pest raid, which will require some luck for it to spawn. 1 for getting 5 pieces of rare loot at once, and 1 for beating a Nightlord with all characters, which we shouldn't have too many left to do. Sadly, there isn't any way to track this, so I kind of had to guess which ones I had already done. I went into my next round playing as Recluse, but my teammates were so bad that I left the game, which you're not supposed to do because it penalizes you for doing that, but I just did not care at this point. That's the big problem with this game. You need to have decent teammates if you want to complete a run successfully. But if you're just queuing up with randoms and matchmaking, that can be really just hit or miss. Sometimes the difference of winning and losing is the luck of getting good or bad teammates when you start a match. The next round did go way better. Playing as Recluse again, I actually got some good teammates and played as usual when randomly Sentient Pest invaded us. I was able to track him down and make quick work of him, earning me the trophy. There we go. Okay, easy trophy. There we go, Plague of Locusts. After that, we were able to move on and beat the boss with relative ease, earning me a win as Recluse and getting me 1 step closer to Champion's Path. My next game went terrible because of this absolute moron right here who just said, yes, let me just run to the other side of the map where my teammates aren't, and I'll just do my own thing over here because why not? This is a team-based game. Why would I play with my team? I don't care if it's toxic. I had to send some words to this guy because these people just drive me crazy. The round after that also went terribly, so we won't talk about that one, but the next one actually went so well. Good teammates, good coordination, everything was perfect. Throughout this match, I was trying to hoard as much rare loot as I could for the trophy set in steady fast. I had gotten so much purple and gold loot, I really thought that it would get me the trophy here, but nope, apparently I just didn't have enough. But once we made it to the final rest area, at level 15 by the way, I must add, I was able to buy 1 more purple item from the shop here, and the trophy finally popped. We went on to win this match, giving me my first win with Iron Eye. It was at this point that I kind of just lost track of which characters I had already won with, but I found out that there is actually a way to track it. There's this little book where you can see a history of your last 100 games, and since I hadn't played anywhere near to 100 games yet, I could see every match that I had played since I started the game, and see which characters I had won with, which upon inspection I found out that I actually only had 2 left to go. For my next round I went in playing as the bird, and things went very smoothly. We made it to the Night Lord at level 15 and made quick work of him, which means we only have 1 more character to go. Should be pretty easy, right? Wrong. It took me probably like 6 to 7 rounds just to get teammates who weren't completely trash at the game so that I could actually have a chance at beating this. You know, you have your classic run around the map doing their own thing, and your 2 teammates who can't stay alive for longer than 5 seconds on the easiest boss in the game. But, thankfully, by the grace of what must have been the Elden Lord himself, I found some good teammates and got to the boss. Now, this wasn't easy. They also kept dying over and over and over and over and over and over again. But, in the end, we were able to successfully defeat the Night Lord, earning me the Platinum Trophy. Yes! Oh! Champion's Path, there it is. Finally, so many games. But there it is. Nightreign. Nightreign is finally done. Man. Oh, it was so annoying. It was so annoying. It's such a fun game, yes, but man, you need friends, and unfortunately I don't have those. And the blessing of never having to touch this game again. This game is fun and all, don't get me wrong. I love Elden Ring, I love Nightreign, but this game can just be completely miserable to play if you have bad luck with the matchmaking. People on this game are just not smart at all. Sometimes you just end up with teammates who share a single brain cell and just waste 40 minutes of your life spent on a run. My advice, if you're going to play this game, which you absolutely should, but find some friends to play it with. Because playing alone with randoms and matchmaking barely ever works out. It's just not fun. The people are so unbelievably stupid. But hey, after 5 months and 4 weeks of this game being in my backlog, I'm glad to have it finished. And that concludes the last platinum for this video. After all that, we have a completion percentage of 52.58, 49 games completed, and 62 platinum trophies. So, after platinuming those 3 games, my completion percentage went up by a whopping 0.49%. Can we get a round of applause for that? I guess it's going to take longer than I thought and more games to get that higher, but that's alright. Just before the video is over, I just quickly wanted to say, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Really helps me out a lot. I thought I'd try something out new here with the platinum videos. Always kind of wanted to try it. I even recorded a video on the Deadpool game like months ago that I never released because I was like thinking is way too long. Looking back, I probably should have just uploaded it. But yeah, I've always loved going for trophies and all that, so I thought, why not just record it? Everyone else seems to be doing it on the internet. But yeah, make sure to subscribe, like the video if you made it this far, really would help me out. Leave a comment below on what kind of games you want to see me do next. I'd be very open to taking suggestions. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.